All right. Hello, welcome to the July 13th site-based meeting at Leestown Middle School. This will be our first meeting of the 2020-2021 school year. So I'll call this meeting to order. We do have quorum, and I'm calling the meeting to order at 5:02. In attendance for the meeting currently right now, we have parent representative Ashley Holt. We have hello, teacher representative Seth Miller. The July 13th teacher site-based meeting at Leestown Middle School. Teacher rep first meeting of the 2020-2021 school year is so I'll call this meeting to order. We do have Wilder, and I'm calling the meeting to order. And then Latanya Meekins, associate principal, who is also our in attendance for the meeting currently right now. We have. So hello, everyone. Parent representative Ashley Holt. 2021 school year. So hello, welcome to first line of business is teacher representative meeting at Leestown. The minutes that we had from June, so first meeting of all materials and 21 school year is so I'll call this meeting to order. We do have Wilder right there for you to look at. Associate principal is also our in attendance for the meeting currently right now. We have. So hello, everyone. Parent representative Ashley Holt. 2021 school year. So hello, welcome to first line of business is teacher representative meeting at Leestown. The minutes that we had from June, so first meeting of all materials and 21 school year is so I'll call this meeting to order. We do have Wilder right there for you to look at. Associate principal is also our in attendance for the meeting currently right now. We have so hello, everyone. Parent representative Ashley Holt. 2021 school year. So hello, welcome to first line of business is teacher representative meeting at Leestown. The minutes that we had from teacher rep first meeting of all materials and 21 school year is so I'll call this meeting to order. We do have Wilder right there for you to look at. Associate principal is also our in attendance for the meeting currently right now. We have so hello, everyone. All in favor? Representative Ashley Holt. 2021 right. So welcome to first line of business June 8th. Next day, we have teacher rep for SBDM agenda 21 is so I'll call this meeting to order. We do have second. I'll call right there for you to look at. Associate principal is also our in attendance for the meeting currently right now. We have so hello, everyone. All in favor? Representative Ashley Holt. 2021 right. So
I, Ashley Hope, move that we accept tonight's agenda.
Next day, we have teacher rep for SBDM agenda 21 is so Carl meeting to order. We have second. Call right there for you to look at. Associate principal is also our in attendance right now. We have so hello, everyone. All in favor? Representative Ashley Holt. 2021 right. So
I, Ashley Hope, move that we accept tonight's agenda.
First of all, custodians have been, we got kind of a head start on cleaning. Once you get the building clean, so that we can look at the CD guidelines in specific classrooms and get some options ready for kind of format that we will have on schedule. We're actually ahead of schedule cleaning, and we do have a start date for students right now. It'll be August 24th, and official start date for teachers right now will be August 10th. Now, the only thing other than that, that's just kind of the official start dates right now. So I'm not sure what that will look like at this point in time. But it's good to have those dates. Also, we have found out that in terms of PBIS, which is our positive behavior interventions and supports. That's kind of our school-wide management plan. We are gold level rating, so really happy to get the gold level. We've been knocking at the door for the past couple school years, receiving silver, but we were able to capture the gold this year. So really proud of that effort, and that's a total school-wide effort to pull that off. So really happy. That was really great news. And then we do have some other good news. Ms. Mickens, I know you put that on the minutes. Do you care to kind of read that off?
Yes, sir. So yes, you talked about the PBS Gold. Our FFA, we are happy to announce that we have an official FFA charter at Leestown. In addition, we have several Ag Science for our students who won at the Ag Science Fair. They're advancing to the national convention where they'll compete this fall. So we have first place, Ani Sutherland. Another first place was Haley Trial in Environmental Science and Natural Resource Systems. Another first place, it's like we have all first place. Isabella, I apologize, I can't pronounce Isabella's last. Someone know Isabella? And Taylor Shearer. Yeah, thank you. And Taylor Shearer also won first place. So lots of students who did a great job at the FFA convention will represent Leestown in the fall. Summer Bridge is going well. We have 8 teachers who are working Summer Bridge right now. And some students are on every day, some students are not, but they have 95 students who've been working with them kind of on and off so far. So that's very good. And our last bit of good news is we have Happy Wedding Day coming on Saturday, July 18th. Miss Sydney Lawson will become Miss Sydney Allen.
Right. Thank you, Miss Meekins. Congratulations, Miss Sydney Lawson, soon to be Sydney Allen. And congratulations to all those students at FFA. I think they do compete again this fall. So I'm happy to receive our first FFA charter this year. And all of those students that received first place in the competition. So great news. So, all right, going into old business budget updates. Since we are still in the dead period right now, our budgets are still closed, so really nothing to update for budgets. Just a reminder that I think Munis, which is our Section 6 money, that's kind of our operating fund money, that opens officially on July the 20th. So we'll be able to run reports and be able to start spending out of that budget for the upcoming school year. And just a reminder that Section 6 is our operating funds, and then we have the carry forward money that we use to operate on as well. That will come to us around November or December. And then the other pots of money that we use, of course, is Title I, which is money that we receive because of our free reduced lunch percentages. And that's money to be used on instructional programs and can be used for certified staffing, and then also school activity funds. That's all those accounts that the teams and athletic teams and clubs generate to be spent on the students within that school year. So all those budgets open back up toward the end of this month, so we'll be able to update you, council, with budgets in August. Any questions about budgets at this point? All right, moving on to staffing. We did hire last week education teacher Casey Houlihan is who we have recommended to fill one of our special education spots. So I'm very excited to have Casey Houlihan on board with us for next year. And we do have a staffing move, and Mr. French attending his first and only official site-based meeting. We hate to see Mr. French go, but he has a great opportunity to become the the building TRT technology person at Beaumont. So good opportunity for Mr. French, and this is kind of a goal of his, but we will miss him. So any parting words there, Mr. French?
Can't.
Can't.
Sad. I mean, it's gonna be, sad to leave, but I'll miss it.
Yeah. Mr. French does a great job for us. He's a coach and a great teacher here, but we know that this is a goal of his, and we wish him well. And we know he's only a phone call away. And hey, we know somebody here that's pretty close with him as well. So Mr. French will continue. So as far as site-based goes, his position, he will attend the meeting today, and then the teachers will elect another representative to fill his place. Our bylaws say that we have 30 days after his official leave to go to fill the position. So I think there was an email for staff today, basically out there to fill the position. And then we will, his position is posted online, and we will have interviews scheduled hopefully within a week to fill Mr. French's teaching position. All right. Any questions about staffing updates? All right. So moving along to new business. Now, I did send the email with all of the important documents to everybody that we will review for this initial meeting. So a lot of Open Meetings Act, some of the bylaws, and a lot of documentation that we're supposed to by law do for the first meeting. So we'll kind of go through this, and any questions along the way, just let me know. The first thing that we have to review on the agenda, under new business, Part A is Open Meetings Act, Open Records Act, and then just some important legal statutes that we're supposed to review. So first of all, I'll give you a second there to get to the materials in front of you. The first thing is just kind of review statute 158, 186. Basically, it says that copies of two important documents, 158, 195, and 158, 183, by law has to be distributed to all school boards, site-based council, and all staff members, and reviewed each year in the state of Kentucky before September 15th. So with that, we will review those two legal statutes that were supposed to by September 58. And the first one is 158.195. Says display of national motto in public elementary and secondary schools, reading and posting in public schools of texts and documents on American history and heritage. So basically what 195, the summary of that, had to require schools to display in God we trust, the nation's motto, within the school. So last year is the first year that we were legally required to do that, and Fayette County basically sends us what to display, and that's on display in the front office. As soon as you come in, it's behind our administrative assistant there. So everybody that comes in will be able to see the nation's motto, in God we trust. And that's that fulfills that legal requirement of 195. Any questions about that? All right, 158, 183, prohibited acts by students, rights of students, duties of local boards of education, and administrative remedies. So it's a long statute, a couple pages, but basically what it breaks down to say is this allows students to express a religious viewpoint, also allows teachers to teach about religion, use religious texts, but not provide religious instruction. So teachers can teach about a religion and provide religious texts, but not to promote or provide any instruction establishing a specific religion. Any questions on that one? All right. So the next document, the next two documents, basically our duty under the law. This is what the Attorney General requires us to distribute to councils, and we got to kind of sign off on it. And it's a lengthy document, and I sent that out to you last week. If you want to review those legal requirements of open meetings. And basically what this says is that all of our meetings are open to the public, and if we're face to face, and it's in their site-based council room at the front of the school, anybody's able to attend those meetings if they choose to. And with school closure, we have been we put these on our Leestown Way page, and anybody can log on and witness the meetings. Do we have anybody witnessing it? We don't know if we've got anybody out there, but they can be. But basically, our open meetings expectations are that everything that we discuss is in an open meeting, and we take notes on those. Whatever we discuss, our agenda has to be sent out ahead of time, posted on our website ahead of time. I always send those out Wednesday before the Monday meetings. And basically, the meetings have to be open to the public, except for three exceptions. If we're discussing specific personnel, if it's a pending litigation, or if we're discussing our emergency management plan. So in terms of those three areas, we would always have to go into a closed session. And to go into a closed session, it would require us to make the motion to go into closed session. And once we're in closed session, then we don't take any minutes for those discussions. And to come out of closed session, it also takes a motion to come out of closed session. So the only thing that's documented when discussion on those three areas is that we are going into closed session or we're coming out of closed session. Okay. So that's the Open Meetings Act document. The other one that you need a copy of is managing government records. And basically, this discusses a retention of public records. So basically, as a principal, I'm also the custodial record. So there's a process that I have to go through to retain these records. And I have to keep those hard copies on file. They are on file. We do have these in our site-based room. So I kind of maintain these records. We also keep the minutes. We publish that online on the website. And then there's a timeline for how long we have to retain certain documents. So basically, all motions, everything that we do, that we review, all the materials that we review in the meetings are kept as public record and housed in the documents that I house in the SBDM conference room. Any questions regarding those two documents? All right. There's a proof of receipt. I did email you. So I would need you to just sign it and complete that. And once you've got that, you can just scan that and send that to me, and I'll keep that on file with the minutes. The other is a certificate of distribution. This is what I complete and send in after our meeting to the Attorney General. Okay. Questions? It's quiet today. All right. So that takes us to B on our agenda, which is council roles, responsibility, and ethics. So basically, the major role for the council, everybody's council member, principal is the chair and also the custodial of record. Like I just talked about, Ms. Meekins serves as recorder / facilitator, and Ms. Meekins as associate principal isn't a voting member of the council. So she doesn't vote in anything that we do, but she does take the official minutes for the meetings, and then those are sent to me to keep as a custodial of record. And then we do have a vice chair of the council, so that if I'm not able to be here to chair the meeting, then the vice chair would step in my place, and we will elect that person. That's actually E on the agenda. So those are the main roles of council members. And I did send you the KASC document. I think it's a really good one to look at. Just talk about the important roles and responsibilities of what councils can do and what they can't do. So just to review those, basically what council work centers around is school improvement, targets for closing achievement gaps, the CSIP, school improvement plan. I review that with council as we're doing that. School safety plan, which is a big thing that we have to approve. So all that information comes through the school council. I'm not sure how some of that will look this year, but we will still do it. So test analysis and planning. Every time we have map tests, K-Preps information, we always update the council in terms of our data. And then any kind of content, curriculum that we have to adopt as a school that we'll spend money on, or even if the district is adopting a curriculum and they're providing it to us, the council would still have to approve that to happen. So we approve all curriculum measures in the school. Professional learning, we approve the school's PD plan. We also approve any money set aside for professional learning, committee work. Any committees can report information to the council. Of course, you have to have that training. We're all experienced now, so 3 hours training for all of us. So, and selection of personnel is on consultation only. So we always do our consultation policies. It says that we invite members of the council for the interview committees, and then we kind of update the council when we have selected someone for a staffing position. And the big role for SBDM is the selection of a new principal. So something happens to me, then it would be the council's job to work with the local board of education to interview and hire a new principal. Then also have a list of policies, and we are in line with those policies. One big thing that we will need to do this year is review some of these policies. It's been 3 years working on most of these policies at this time. So I'll try to add a few each council meeting so that we can kind of review, make sure that we keep these current with what we do. Good document down there that says what councils do not do. I think that's a good reference. Of course, running the school on a day-to-day basis, that's administrative duties right there. Of course, we don't break any state or federal laws. Risk health or safety or spend money. School doesn't have a big part of what we do, and I don't know if I said it up there or not, but is budget transparency. So we will see those budgets every month, so you'll see how we're spending money. And create a successful school without strong support from the whole community, make decisions outside the area. So good little document to keep handy, and then also make reference to when you're doing your site-based training. Any questions about council responsibilities? Okay, everybody's still out there. It's a lot of me talking tonight. Okay, and as far as bylaws, this is the meeting where we review those bylaws in detail. The only thing, we've done that we're an experienced council, so I figured I would just set C aside for any questions or specific questions you have concerning the bylaws, or anything that you feel like we need to update in terms of the bylaws. So just wanted to set some time for questions. We do have another council member that we will elect. So we can put bylaws on the agenda again for August if we need to go back to them. But I just wanted to set this aside for any specific questions about our bylaws that you may have. No questions? Okay.
I don't have any at this time, sir.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, and there's a process in the bylaws for if we want to, if we want to adjust a law or kind of go in a different direction, then there's a process that we can do that. So, all right. So takes us on to Part D, which is establishing regular meeting dates. And then we can kind of discuss about how we want to meet from here on out. Now, we've been scheduling these meetings the second Monday of each month. So that seems to work for everybody, or has in the past. We like to keep with that second Monday at 5, or do we need to talk about adjusting that date?
I'm good with it.
This is Ashley. I'm also good with the second Monday
Okay.
at 5.
My calendars automatically fill themselves in now, so I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Me too.
All right. Okay. So,
Brad, what do you think?
It'll work.
work, Brandon.
Get back to us next meeting about it.
Now, of course, some of the CDC guidelines have changed now, and I've kind of waited to seek feedback from KDE and KASC, which is Association of School Councils. And we have the option, if we want to continue for the time being in Zoom meetings, then we have that option that we can continue to do that. Or if we want to change to face-to-face meetings, we have that option as well. But we would have to follow the Healthy at Work guidelines for face-to-face meetings. So that would probably mean that we couldn't meet in our conference room. We would have to spread out. So let's put that up for discussion for everyone. How they feel we would like to proceed for the time being for council meetings, Zoom, or go back to face-to-face.
I mean, I'm not saying I don't want to see you guys, but I can see you guys fine on this screen. I like the Zoom.
Okay.
I vote Zoom.
I'm the same. The Zoom.
Okay. All right. So
Zoom it is.
all right. So we would just need a motion to approve our meeting procedures for 2021. And I guess the motion would be that we're staying with second Monday of the month, and for the time being, staying with Zoom. Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you just need to motion that.
I, Ashley Hope, make a motion that our SBDM meetings are the second Monday of each month by way of Zoom until further notice.
Come on, Brandon French, get on the agenda.
I was going to adjourn it, but I'll second it.
I don't know if they heard you or not.
It has to hear 2 years.
Okay.
I heard,
Yeah, we heard them.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. So that will be how we will meet for the time being for 2021. I have a hard time saying that. All right. So now we need to elect a vice chair. I think the vice chair for the council for last school year was Mr. Seth Miller. So we can stay with Mr. Miller, or if somebody else would love to do it.
I won't steal your thunder.
I heard James Toothnagle was putting up on his vice council duties. I don't know.
Want to step down? I'll do it. I mean, it's up to you. And if you want to do it, I'll vote for you. So it's up to you, buddy.
Okay. I don't mind doing it and that's fine.
Okay. All right, everybody good with Beth Miller as the vice chair?
Do we need a motion,
I think
please?
we probably do, just to be safe.
Thank you.
I motion that Seth Miller will be the vice chair of the SBDM.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, congratulations, Mr. Miller. F is supplemental positions that we've hired so far. Basically, we've just hired our leadership positions, and I sent a list of those out, and I can read those off. This is not all of our supplemental positions, but we kind of hire these in stages. But team leaders right now is Barry Stewart for the Stallions, Lisa Boyles for Clydesdales, Jen Caravello Mustangs, Seth Miller Colts, Amanda Bozeman Broncos, Jamie Hoofnagel T-Breads, Eric and Stevenson Re-Engineering, and Lynn Prasgoda Exploratory. That's our team leaders. Our department heads are Ashley Rowe Math, Melanie Trial Science, Debbie Perry Social Studies, Kim Haggerty Language Arts, Julia McCombs would be Special Education, Allison French would be Pre-Engineering / STEAM. And then also we have Jill Sutton as our Safety Crisis Management Coach, Lynn Prasgoda as our PD Chair, and Ashton Bolaños as our Title I Coordinator. So that's just an update information. We don't need a motion for that. And what we would do next is we're in the process of getting our coaches hired, and what we will do in the fall, in August, either August or September, is we will, as a council, then approve what extracurricular programs that we will pay sponsors for. So any questions about that? All right. All right. That takes us down to field trips, PD requests, and fundraisers. And right now we have nothing. This weekend?
Affirmative. There are none at this time.
Usually a big part of our agenda, but.
So the PSTA, the PTSA did not get their fundraiser in. We were trying to sell masks. They didn't get that in yet.
I've not received anything. That's a great idea, but I've not received. Mr. Gibson, have you received that?
No, that just reminds me that I was on an email where that was going back and forth, but I did not receive any official documentation for that. But okay. I will follow up with that. I will look and I'll follow up with. I think Ms. Connors was kind of trying to get that together, and it might be something that we get on the August agenda, or if we have to have a special approval for that, then I'll get that information out.
Because I know they wanted to do it like at the beginning of school, so when they have to turn in their paperwork, they can also pick up a mask as well.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you reminded me of that, because I know they were working to do that. So I think it's a great idea. So I think it would be a Leestown logo on the mask.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I'd love to see that, Ms. Wilder. Does someone have a copy? Should I email Ms. Connor?
She has it. I thought she asked me would I work with it, and I was like, okay. So I thought it would be on the agenda this month. So.
I didn't see it. I could have totally missed it. And so, like I said, we'll do a special approval for that we'll kind of all coordinate on, but because I know it's kind of time sensitive for that. If everybody's all right with that.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. So agenda items for August, we'll have that fundraiser, and hopefully we can get that in before that. Also, that's the time. Instructional fees we usually approve this meeting, first meeting of the year, but I've kind of held off on that to see what school's going to look like, and what, there may be some different guidelines in terms of instructional fees, but that'd be a big thing that we'll have on our agenda for August. And with school pushed back till the 24th, that still will give us some time to get that information out there for before we can get it on our first day folders and things. So instructional fees will be there, and I'm sure that we'll have some more field trip fundraisers to review at that time as well. And I also have bylaw again too, just in case we have other questions.
I'm sorry, Mr. Gibson, I thought earlier in the year, remember we had to submit instructional fees. Did we not do that already?
Yeah, we did submit them, but they told us to hold up on some things right now in case
Okay.
we need to be amended somewhat. So
I got you. I just thought we had approved those already. That's all. I was just trying to clarify my mistake.
I don't think we approved them through site-based, but we may have at the end of the year. So
I feel like I'll go back. I feel like we did.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll look and see, but I'll have it on August agenda regardless.
Okay.
But you may be right. We may have to have approved those back in April or something. All right. With that, we just need a motion to adjourn.
Go French. Go French.
Got you.
All right. We have a motion to adjourn from Brandon French. I think that was Miss
Wilder, I'm sorry. Miss Wilder, I second.
All right, so we are doing this meeting at 5:38. Thanks, everyone, and hope to have some more information about what school will look like here in the next 2 days. We'll get that out to everyone.
What time's the board?
Oh yeah, the board meeting is tonight. They usually start at 5, but a lot of recognition first. So tune in right now. The board meeting
Right now.
So get off one Zoom and get on another.
Right. You should be able to find that link through FCPS.